I'm Eric Phillips, and I'm the chair of the theater department at Ouachita Baptist University. I'm also the designer that deals with scenery and lighting and sound. Ouachita, as a theater department, it lives in a liberal arts university, and so part of what our approach to theater is relates back to the idea that when you're at Ouachita, you're educating the whole person. You have this idea of creating someone who comes into the program knowing they have a passion for theater, they know some about themselves, and while they're here, they learn a lot of options, they get a lot of practice and interaction with theater ideas, theater practice, and discover who they want to be as a theater artist. And this is uniquely successful at Ouachita because of our size, our scale. Going to a really large university, there's going to be many students who are studying theater, all vying for roles in shows, technical positions, all of that. At Ouachita, we're pretty production heavy, so we have 5 or 6 productions we do a year, which does give people a lot of practice. And then we have a small faculty, which means we're heavily dependent on students to help lead, help direct, help costume design, scenery design, choreograph, do those sort of things on projects. We're at a larger university, especially coming in as an underclassman, you're going to have a lot more challenges getting a chance to participate in that way. But there are many opportunities getting your theater degree at Ouachita to be involved technically, whether it's, oh, I want to hang lights, or maybe I want to learn to design lights, and for a senior project or for one of our main stage performances work towards understanding that whole process, not just in the class, but getting to go onto an actual show and do that. So designing scenery, working with costumes, makeup, special studies potentially that get into areas that like maybe figure drawing or working with color theory or things that are just interesting to you. And since we're a smaller program and need students' help as well as have a little bit of wiggle room in your degree to kind of explore, then with technical theater you're getting a good opportunity to come in and actually produce, which really helps. It's good to have the projects, work on the class, but having to get in those shops and work through a production schedule and figure out how I get those drawings and those ideas that we talked about out, and then look at them on the stage afterwards in performance and practice and say, what was successful? What would I have liked to have done differently? How have I learned? What are some things that I need to really focus on to kind of continue to grow? So like all of this in theater with Ouachita, we're dealing with the student and trying to empower the student in the things that they're passionate about and where they're wanting to go, and providing those opportunities for them to do that both in the classroom and on stage. And so I find it a very important thing, and like the idea of helping young artists sort of discover that importance and then what's really their passion, because that's really a challenge and was for me as an undergraduate. Well, what do I really want to do with this? Sure, I'm moved by it and I'm affected and I want to affect, but how do I fit into that? And I think that's a big part of Ouachita's strength. We're helping you find that as opposed to saying, here's your little path and you're going to be a scene designer, and so you do all of these little things and check them off and then you're set. Instead, it's maybe coming in thinking you're doing scene design and really getting excited about lighting design, or maybe even some performance that you want to blend in with things. And we help you build that, because theater is a very entrepreneurial art. It's something where you are your business and you need to understand what you're passionate about in it and where you want to go with it and what strengths you need, who you need to kind of connect with. And we're excited about helping people discover that. One thing that's very important when you're thinking about choosing a college or even graduate school, if you decide to continue on education-wise, is to actually visit the place that you're thinking about going to. I mean, you can get online, you can kind of watch a few videos, and you can see some people that are talking, like I'm doing, about this. But to actually go and meet the people that you're going to work with is very important, especially in the arts. There are many different personalities in the arts. I'm sure you know if you've worked in theater, And you need to kind of make sure that the team you're coming in with and in your field kind of sees things the way you do. Are they passionate about theater in the same way you are? Are your goals something that they find very important to them and that their program can work with? So it's nice to see here's a degree that's offered. Yes, they do productions and seem to have some successful graduates that come out. But coming to campus and getting to meet the faculty, and if you're going to be looking at a scholarship audition, coming and having an interview and getting to talk with those people that you're going to be spending 4 years with very closely if you're in theater, because you're dealing with productions that go through tech rehearsals and dress rehearsals and all the long rehearsals before that. And so it needs to be people that you feel good about. So that visit is really about people as much as place. It's really easy to go in and see really beautiful theaters, and I've done that in places, interviewing and looking at things. But then it's the people that I end up with going, oh, that I could spend hours and hours and hours with those people discovering this play, figuring out what we want to say, feeling good about this. Not just that they're going to teach me lots of stuff because they're some sort of master of this craft, but there are people who see theater the way I do and that see kind of education the way I do. Being a liberal arts university, come see the whole campus, meet other professors, talk to students that are here that are both in theater and that are in other fields. We have a lot of double majors. We talk to people who are in theater and Christian studies or theater and mass communication. And those sort of things will, oh, okay, here's some people in this place that kind of fit with how I'm thinking about what I want to do with my life or how I'm trying to discover who I am. So a campus visit is highly encouraged in any place that you're looking at and thinking about spending a good bit of your time and energy.